Okay, so I did a book review on Veronica Roth's Allegiant, and so if you want to go watch that, you can do that. Otherwise, what I'm about to say probably won't make sense, especially if you haven't read the book. If you haven't read the book, you need to go read it, because there will be spoilers. There's your spoiler warning, spoiler warning, spoiler warning. So, one of the things that I really liked and I wrote an entire blog post on it because I'm taking another class called Bible is Lit, and one of the things we do is we write blogs about stuff that we read, and we can do allusions, and so things that we like see in pop culture, we can you know, make the connection. Woohoo! So I did an allusion on Allegiant after I finished reading it, because guess what? It fit with where we were at in the New Testament, because that's what we're reading, the New Testament. Woo! And one of the things that just like it really stood out to me is it's at the end of the book, which is why this is big spoiler alert if you haven't read the book. I kind of felt bad for my class because I had to kind of do that to them, but I really liked it. It's just awesome. There's a verse in John. It's John chapter 15 verse 13. Greater love has no one than this, that someone should lay his life down for his friends. The way you can sum that verse up is love is sacrifice. Like, the ultimate way to show love is sacrifice. Which brings me to where this connects with Allegiant, because I don't know if you've ever noticed, and this could possibly just be because Triss is our main character and she came from this faction, but the abnegations seem to be the most like religious. They seem to have the most like religious type of thing. It's never quite clear if the Dauntless have any, or that the Erudite have any, or anything like that. I mean, like, and you see different characters, but you don't know if they have any. And they very well could, but we just don't know it because we see it from a person who came from abnegation and went to Dauntless. Excuse me, I'm going to read it straight from here because I have it quoted from my blog post, which will be linked down below. The quote is that the abnegations say, "You should only let someone sacrifice himself for you if it's the ultimate way for them to show they love you." That's another way of defining love is sacrifice, and it connects to that verse in John. From what I understand, Veronica Roth is a Christian, and therefore it would make sense for there to be influence of the Bible in her works. Some people could kind of define this as a bit of a stretch, but I don't think it's a stretch, because the whole definition, the whole thing of love is sacrifice comes from the Bible, because Jesus paid the ultimate price by sacrificing itself. That brings me to another one where like Jesus was a ransom for many, and that you can find that in Matthew and in Mark. And so he came, his purpose was to come and lay his life down for everybody. And one of the ways that Kara presents it, one death to save thousands. So it's one person who's paying the price, who's sacrificing, but many are saved because of it. Seeing the biblical allusions are really cool, and it makes me excited. People could probably argue, oh, you know, you like what you see, like what you look for. If you're looking for it, you'll find it. I'll be honest, I don't sit there and look for biblical allusions in the pieces of literature that I read. It's just something that's found, in my opinion, because it could just be that my mind's conditioned and I've spent time studying the Bible, therefore it sits there in the back of my memory, and when I see something else that looks the same, it's like, oh, that's like this. But see, it's like saying that you can't see allusions to other pieces of literature through other things. Like, yeah, you have people who will directly reference other stuff, but when you can see similarities between two pieces of literature, I think it's kind of cool, and in my opinion it makes it more special, and it makes it, whatever the scene particularly is, it could make it more impactful because you have that reference, because you have that correlation between other things that you've read, which I think would be why some people will notice the illusions and some people will not. And that's the thing about illusions, is that it comes from what you know. And if you don't know it, then chances are you probably won't see it. That is just my opinion. You can tell me I'm wrong all you want down in the comments, but just do it in the comments and be respectful about it, please. Just hearing myself talk about it, it doesn't necessarily sound like it could possibly make sense. So I do recommend that you go actually read my blog post about it. And it's on my blog that is specifically for my class. And yeah, I'll see you next video. Bye! If you want to leave comments and debate about what it is I say, feel free to do so in the comments, but please be respectful, because there's no point in getting mad about other people, because everyone's entitled to their own opinion, because that's what makes us all different, is that we all have our own opinions. And if we didn't all have our own opinions, then you know what? The world just wouldn't be the same. If we all agreed on everything, it would just be weird and probably implode a lot sooner.